was an amazing and breathtaking moment to relive and re-experience what the third Fundaose interactive experience was like. An event, a full show of brighter, creative, intuitive, and shining ideas brought to the most important figures and representatives of Fundaose and UT Institute. With almost 3 weeks of rehearsals, this is an outstanding experience lived on March 12th under the Fundaose facilities. 3 shows performed by 3 different academic level courses. Book 5, Book 7, Book 8. With the presence of Fundaose Advanced graduated students and witnesses as viewers and observers of what this experience was like. Get ready for living, learning, experiencing, and enjoying. Let's get the party started.
We're about to start a show. Get comfortable. Let's receive the first appearance to officially open the show. Please welcome everybody our host, producer, and director this morning, Jesmar Monadas.
Everything, you are ready for the race. Okay? So this is a moment to relax. This is a moment to believe. This is a moment to experience.
Please welcome everybody our first performance this morning. This is the cooking show.
Funny, easy, and super delicious. You are handmade in your food without professional help.
This is a homemade recipe that you can make with family, to watch a movie, or invite some friends, relatives, or anyone to have a good time.
I give time to introduce my father who will be doing an HQ research on having outdoors.
Hi guys, my name is Angel. I graduated from Outside Cooking Organization. I've been in the cooking world for more than 5 years.
Well guys, I am Rosana. I studied in Spain with one of the best in the world. I came here to see something just to show you. We've been living for this living was very repetitive.
Hello, I'm Andrea. Well, I don't have much experience like that cooking. I just went to the international competition called London. I don't know I also was studying with Fred Black, like the world's most recognized chef in the world, with more than 50 years of photography, and Roxana, traveling here from Spain to visit her and help her out with all this.
Well, boys and girls, I am Quintus. I've been here in UNTLC. I was there as a really important character. I have been a lot of TV shows, not cooking only. Not cooking only, eating.
Well, let's get started. What do you think we will use for making pizza? For example, you know
a glass of milk. 2 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of sugar, cocoa powder.
It's important to note that this amount of ingredients will depend on the quantity of the mixture you will make. In this case, for 2 spoons of butter and half a cup of sugar, we need 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder.
For finishing and doing your proper, you use your your you prefer.
Alright, so refining this styrofoam, let's first. Alright, for refining this styrofoam, let's say first everything we need. Or also, as we can say, cook for. This is a word used for referring to every kitchen tool you need to make our food sound. For the mixture, we need a bowl big enough for stirring every ingredient. And of course, a pallet. If it's a wooden pallet, it's much better.
For a butter, use the manipulation of food. Cook it, sanitize, and clean it. We will use it plastic gloves. Order, we need our electric shooter or processor. What for? We need to pulverize the cooking. Half for the mixture, half for the topping.
For the final result, this colored form is, of course, the base of the final preparation of the solution of your problem.
We need to have our toppings reserved and prepared when our balls are made, because we will need to take the little balls and pass them through the topping, always trying to be as covered as possible with almost no blank space. Well, let's see.
For preparation, we take some biscuits, maybe out of a packet. We take into the processor. It will do its job, and we must try to have them as crushed as possible.
After finishing, we'll get the cookies and get them into the bowl. And then we start mixing with our palette. We have to add every dry ingredient, such as sugar, cookies, and cocoa powder.
This is a very simple step because you need to cut everything messy. Everything will still be there.
by the way.
Why? They did the mass by for the final result we have everybody the top. And we need replacing everything in the places.
Remember, it's very important to have an order and be clean when working with food in general.
While they keep missing the list, I'd like to tell you more about truffles. It seems they were created in Paris by a French chef called Escoffier. It seemed to be a mistake of the chef. Many theories recipe applies to this, and the reading of this is actually unclear. But the great fact here is that the chocolate truffle is probably one of the most popular and classic of all confections. The word truffles has several meanings in the world of chocolate because of the different countries of origin.
We must be careful when mixing it because this has to be very consistent and the final mixture needs to be homogeneous mass.
When we get what we need after adding milk, it's very important to mix with our own hands. Let's try to form and make balls of the size you wish.
Each one of you guys, take a piece of mass and start.
Swallow much mass. It's not like it. If it's too very small, people tend to not taste the real flavor of your product. So try not to have a big one or a very small one.
Decide a good size. You see, and then this is a sample.
And here is where the fun part comes in. We take our balls and pass them all through the top.
Yeah, this case we're using grated coconut, chocolate rancid, or roasted biscuit. in this page, we're using the document. We can talk about color right cheek, color right cheek, and also this good.
Now, that's an eraser. You can see the final result. Appreciate your work and dedication in making something well, with special and sweet for your presence.
Thank you, everybody. This is our result, our final result.
Oh yes, of course. That's so weird from you, Nelson. Of course, because you're the one who eats and doesn't cook, right?
And I bet that we hope you have enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.
That first performance was incredibly funny and entertaining. This first show was presented by Book 5 students Nelson Vargas, Rosana Chacon, Andrea Braun, and Angel Morillo. We'll be back in a few minutes. Get comfortable for the wait. Here with us this morning, please welcome Book 7's students.
It's blue. It's blue. Everything is gray. His hair, his smoke, his dreams, and now he's so devoid of color. He don't know what it means, and he's blue.
Let's now get a bit informed, educated, and enlightened with the next performance this morning. Please welcome the third edition of Funda News.
The ex-president, Mr. Donald Trump, was getting off the idea of banning electrical cigarettes because of the pulmonary damage. The administration decides to take action in the matter after 6 deaths registered in the country. Something incredible this time. The youngers are the ones who are fighting for the life of each one of us and our planet. The Amazonas jungle was burning for almost 20 days. Has brought some with the troubles and made celebrities raise their hands. School shootings, one of the saddest but most soundest topic on social media, a plea with hard one to talk about. Some recent research has found dancing is really saving people and it will save yours as well. If you want to know how to invite, keep in touch with us. Today, we remember how was the 2020 Super Bowl with our favorite artists Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Barcelona lose 4-1 in favor of Paris Saint-Germain team. Technology is really giving a big step in our world. The new Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra and the Xbox Series S. A DVD film about Blackpink, Shakira, Miley Cyrus, Ariana Grande, and even Shakira will be released very soon with so much expectation. All of this and even more waiting for you at Funda News. everyone, and welcome to the third Funda News. Today, we will be talking about the most important news that has happened around the world. Our podcast of reporters from everywhere are ready to bring the information they've got to you. We'll start first talking about some recent news.
Hi everyone, I'm Yolanda Palacios and I'll give you some breaking news. The ex-President Trump announced last Wednesday that his administration is considering to ban electronic cigarettes with flavors after the increase of the pulmonary infections that have taken at least 5 lives. The CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, has asked people to not consume these after several days. The last one registered this last Wednesday. The earth has appeared cold and is also melting. The glacier of Himalaya, better known as appeared cold, has 14.5% of the snow and ice of the world. A quarter part of its ice has been melting since 1970, and the rhythm of the snow break is faster every time. If this happens, some experts have said that it will change the nature of the mountains in a very visible and big way.
Now, our reporters Joe Sky and Edgardo are ready to bring the international news to you.
The Latin American young voices are fighting for the environment. Our planet is in crisis, and the new generation don't have hair on their tongues to speak up. The environment problematic has become a big worry for this generation, and they are even the ones who are trying to put all of this as a priority in the public dialogue. All of this from the social medias and streets.
In Europe, children have mission class to preserve and to start environmental pollution. It's very hard to know the journalists wants art the ones are putting the attention the other show and are not doing. But after all, it is a moment to let people know all of this is affecting age wants are us. It doesn't matter the age. We go back, Mr. Diego.
Well, we have to start paying attention to everything happening inside and outside of our country. That's very important. Now, let's talk about some recent events that have been going on these days. Mr. Guillermo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Diego. Thanks for introducing me. I'm Guillermo Berger, and we hope to get a little serious to talk about this next news. Well, let's talk about the Amazonian case which led people showed. The forests that had burned in the Amazonas have captivated the political world, celebrities and citizens as well, from President of France and soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo. They have expressed the worries about the damage given to the region, but also what concepts has been said too. Some myths has been spread about the Amazonian jungle that won't hurt and could for commotion for the troubles caused by the forest. In our news, happy and smiling children show the cameras at the supplies and store stuff they will use for their next scholar term. A video was diffused this Wednesday by the American activist organization and the Youth Promise. It stars as any other video that can be watched in countries where there are children and teenagers that start schools and high schools. However, the episode which is going on with the app was suddenly interrupted by the sound of some shoots. Some kids that are running and others that are hiding some places of the school. Then, with so much further, the kids are obligated to use their scholar stuff to another very different use from what they were made for. A boy uses his skateboard to break the windows of his classroom. A girl uses his sports socks so that a offer can get out. And others use their scissors as something to defend themselves. Let's watch the video.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I needed for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
The goal, as Hawking explained, is prevention. She wants people to understand how they can recognize their own behavior and intervene to stop violence that shootings before they happen. We know these are very deep and sad news, but we have to let people know what's happening around the world. Mr. Diego, what do you think?
I'm very sorry for hearing those kind of things. It's really hard, yes, but what we do? We cannot ignore it. I think it's even worse than talking about it. We have to start leaving guns aside of us. It's not a secret. Changing a little bit while we are talking, it's time for some health news. Miss Paola, what do you have?
Let's change our worries. Do you know that has very good benefits for your health? Besides of being funny, it's a powerful tool to keep yourself. It's hard to lower stress to know your muscles and even more. 1. Strengthen your heart. It's hard your heart to beat sounds and have a good heart rate. 2. Practice with Alzheimer. Dancing is an excellent exercise for your brain and is preventing diseases like Alzheimer. 3. Raise your memory. When we practice dance routine, the use of non-cerebral at the same time improves. And anything hard you remember to recognize and remember time, like choreographies for example. 4. Lose weight. Dancing is very useful for losing your weight and your calories. In the 40 minutes of dancing classes, you can lose around 200 and 300 calories. Let's watch the incredible performer Michael Damesky, Derek Hood, Charis, and Andres at the final of the American Dance Competition World of Dance 2019.
Well, we have to start taking our bodies to live a little longer, right? Sports, more sport. That's what people is loving these days, isn't it? Today, in a sport row, we have a controversy. Peter Delgado, what will you tell us today?
Some months away for inspired Shakira, the final, the Super Bowl, the number 54, be held at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. But for now, two victims have been around the world. This performance at this event.
I love that it's in Miami.
Yeah.
It is a very Latino town, and that they picked the two of us.
Yeah, I feel incredibly honored and humbled to be, in a way, next to J-Lo, representing the Latino community that is such an important force in the United States.
I love that the Super Bowl has two women performing this year, that they have two Latinos performing this year. For me, it's their 100th anniversary, but it's also the marker of a new time, and a new time not just for the NFL, but for this country. It sends an important message
to the world, really.
To everyone.
Yeah. It's gonna mean a lot for our community, here in the US and abroad.
And for women.
Yes, girls.
We haven't even talked about what exactly we're going to do. That's going to be the fun part. Now that the announcement's made, we can talk and we can get into the creative part of it. But we never have, so that's going to be exciting.
This is the time. Okay. She's a champion in everything she does. It's going to be fantastic to be sharing that moment with someone like you. Such a
I was like, this is going to be so much fun. She's such a dynamic performer. She does her own thing. There's nobody like her. And so I know that the two of us together are going to bring that special brand of what we do that maybe people who haven't even seen us perform get to see something special that night.
Well, now time the UEFA Champions League. As you saw today on this day, was no one expected happening. The Balki defeats Messi Barcelona. Was having a pure Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain and Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus, and against Porto was something unexpected. Everyone the world. Well, I have a question, Mr. Diego, which all the two teams is going to the win.
Well, I think Juventus is more likely to win for the value they have followed in Portugal. Now, let's talk about technology.
Expo 1 has arrived 3 years from the arena Expo 1, offering a smarter, quieter, higher quality gaming machine that shows what the current console generation can do. Expo 1 brought many technical improvements, making the transition from HD to Ultra HD and taking up a lot less space too. It's a really new generation of gaming consoles, and not only that, but also it's a device for the whole family. The
Green light go, that's all I know. And when I roll, I'm in control. Don't matter what they say, no, I don't care. Ain't gonna walk away until I'm there. Move all day and I never get tired. Move all day and I never give up. Move all day and I never get tired. Move all day and I never give up. Won't stop till I get that. I won't stop. Won't stop till I get that. Till I get that. Get that. Won't stop till I get that. I won't stop. Won't stop till I get that. Till I get that. Get that. Move all day and I never get tired. Move all day and I never give up. Won't stop till I get that. I won't stop. Won't stop till I get that. Won't stop till I get that. Till I get that. Get that.
Get that. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Guys, this is really the next generation of technology. The evolution. This is the phone that you share in photography. Discover Galaxy S21 Ultra with 8K video capture. That can the video capture not only videos, but also photos and a sticker change the way you start them.
Show me what you got. Show me what you got. 'Cause I got mine. I see you way behind. Show me what you got. Don't have time. Can't catch me on my grind. Show me what you got.
Mr. Diego, technology is really advancing this year, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. I would like to have those kind of things at home. Well, everyone, let's keep the last contact talking about superstar, fashion, new release, and even more. Miss Natasha, we're rocking with you.
Hello again. This is the fashion category, and today we'll be commenting about the biggest shows from the world. Let's get started. Blackpink is one of the most popular groups at the moment, and the girls haven't just made their fans fall in love with their talent, but also with their style and their groovy Jenny, who interpret the cover of the magazine in Korea. The singer also made an interview where she talked about her likes for fashion and the experiences she has gone thanks to the group. But what catch the attention the most was the shooting and crew shoot she took in her doggy head. In other news, Miley Cyrus and Blackpink might be collaborating together. After people talk about the love Blackpink and Ariana Grande's featuring, everything looks like the idols might be planning to work with Miley Cyrus too. Oh my god. The rumors arose after an unusual interaction between the famous on Instagram. Last November 13, Shakira in concert was released tonight to the cinemas around the world. This film was projected in more than 2,000 theaters and in more than 60 countries. After the releasing of her album El Dorado, which won for the Grammy Best Pop Vocal Album. Shakira returned to the world stage and the most claimed show of her history in front of complete sold-out arenas and stadiums. As a surprise for you, Shakira herself has talked with us, and she is giving us the honor of releasing for the first time the trailer of her film.
surely will be a big event and will create much commotion to her fans who have followed her for many years. Well, everyone, I have to say this was everything from all of us. We really want to thank you all for listening to us all this time and for your attention. It really was an experience being here, studying, creating, imagining, making a lot of this, and also be part of this Conduce family. I'm Diego Rondon, and this was the third Full That News.
Big applauses for saying goodbye to this amazing, well done, and informative performance. That was awesome. This show was presented by Book 7's students: Diego Rondon, Yolis de Palacios, Edgardo Calvo, Guillermo Vergel, Paola Duran, and Natasha Gonzalez. We'll be back in a while.
Technology is really advancing this year, isn't it?
Yes, it really.
Let's receive now our last show this morning. Ready for giving a blow-minding performance? Please welcome the Morning Live Show. Starring Diego Strudup as your host. Co-hosting, please welcome Rosalinda Flores. And lastly, Carlos Porras.
This is our first edition of the Morning Live Show, presented by Michael Sana, Diego Strudup, and my co-hosts, Rosalinda Flores and Carlos Porras.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming this morning. Thanks Diego for introducing me. I'm very glad to be here with you all this morning. Today, we'll be bringing you some of the most popular names on the music industry and the acting industry.
Thanks Diego for running this show. It will be offering spectacular, interesting, and fun moment for all audience.
Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting how our guests will be coming and having a good time with us.
We've been working so hard through this month to give you a little piece about us.
What I'm going to tell you is that I'm very proud for hosting this show, which will be offering spectacular moments. And it is produced, organized, and created under the hands of AC Network. It will be very funny, I promise.
Well, this boy here, Carlos, is a mind-blowing person who has been in the international design forums around the world and even went for a goal by designing some of the most iconic comic characters.
I'm talking about my friend Diego, who's the main host this morning. He's a professional actor who has worked with Interscope and Hollywood Studios, being in more than 15 movies in the big screen.
That's right, he's very good at what he does. What about you, Rosalinda? You've got several enterprises with headquarters around the world. The main one in Montreal, France. You are a famous model that has collaborated with different partners, collaborated in partnership with different friends in Australia and England.
Well guys, let's shut up and welcome our guests. The next appearance is from these amazing girls that captivated the attention of teenagers. They've also been topping the recent charts of the music industry. They are so fresh, dynamic, and brilliant people. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Kitty Cats.
Hey girls, how are you doing?
We're very right, thank you. Thanks for inviting us.
Well girls, we've been listening to your most recent hits. I don't know why, but I find them so catchy.
Well, yes, this is actually a latest album that we have been working on and I hope you like the point. You know, the creative process has been so incredible that I feel in love even more with what we're doing right now, which is making music.
Well girls, everything is happening so fast. You've taken the charts without even being too much time in this kind of work. Tell us, what's your secret?
Well, no. Alright. Well, I don't know. No. Well, I don't know. I think it needs to be original and try to do something new and explore. Like, maybe that people can find love and relate with the lyrics, with our music. I don't know, you can play or on their phone, on the radio, and start shaking their hands like, oh my god, it's so good. You feel that song and yeah.
Well, yes, I actually see something like Big Harmony Shake. I really hope you have that.
Well, yeah, that's actually our goal. We know we have a lot to go through, but we're in it, and that's the reason why we're so thrilled and excited of being here. So, thank you again. We actually founded House of Harmony as a kind of integration. Those years are on fire at their moment, but it was like our first stop when we started talking about us for the first day. Yeah, that's right. I remember when I was younger, I used to play harmony and I started feeling that feels.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited about it, and I really wish you the best with your music. But now I'd like you to meet these two people that have been fighting for changing our world. These two boys that have been speaking up, raising their voices, and trying to make a change for the whole humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andres Villara and Santiago Hernandez.
Hey guys, thanks for coming. We are so thrilled to have you both here.
Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. We love this kind of show.
Yes, I have seen this kind of shows on TV since I was a child.
And actually, this is our first interview ever.
Yes.
So, we've been hearing about you through these years, and we know you've been trying to make a difference and leave a mark on this world. We would really like to know about that. But first, can you tell us more about yourselves? And what's your story, guys? How did you first meet each other?
Of course, I was born in 1990. My mother was a model and my father was an electromechanical engineer. So I always have been surrounded of precious people. We always had an eye for the future, and this is the way that I express how to create it.
Well, personally, I've always had at the feeling of wanting to create something. that could help people and the environment itself. We met each other when I got into Stanford University.
Right, we met each other when I studied my physics degree in Stanford University. I met him in my last year of university.
Yes, I was part of the audience in his final physics presentation, and that was the moment I knew I needed to furnish it to him.
So it seems to be like the cliché negro history. I mean, that was the moment that everything started, the projects, the ideas, the process of creation, and how everything was going to be designed. You've been working for years, and we would really like to know what your companies are up to.
Yes, our biggest and first company is Tesla Motors. It's our most popular company. We are the pioneers of the electric and mechanical cars. We founded the company in 2012, and we are the first company that have cars that drive itself. We also work with Toyota, and we made the company of physics and engineer Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, in 2013, we released our first car, the completely electric Roadster. In company tests, it achieved 394 kilometers when it's charged. And since that day, we've been cars that drive by themselves, safe, friendly with the environment, and of course, safe for people.
So, talking about cars that drive themselves, and have you ever had any trouble before in getting people into these cars?
Yes, of course. People were ready for that kind of change, but we always have another future. People are scared to change, but we think that is what the price to change people's mind.
Yes, that's right, completely right.
And actually, we even brought a little exclusive of what our new project's about.
And production, can you play it, please?
Really a big change, but it might take a few years for people to get comfortable about those devices. And what about Neuralink? That's the one that catches my attention the most.
Well, it's something a bit different. Imagine being able to save your memories in a computer directly from your brain, and see them again whenever you want, or even download them and try them back. That's the future. That could facilitate the technology developed by our startup, Neuralink.
Yeah, actually Neuralink is our most ambitious project yet. The whole idea is to connect the brain to a computer, and we try with a chip, and the chip has implanted, has the size of a coin. And the whole idea is to be all connected with the Neuralink.
Yes, that's it. The brain seeks to implant this type of device in the most complex organ of the human being, and to cure diseases such as Alzheimer's or other people with neurological diseases, and to control telephone and computer using our minds.
Oh my god, like even sound like science fiction, you know. And production has prepared something to show you what this company can do.
But how does it work? Simply put, Neuralink is a technology that can help humans interact with machines using their brains. To install the Neuralink, a tiny piece of skull is removed and the Neuralink is slotted in to sit flush with the skull. Since this process needs to be extremely precise, the Neuralink team has created a robot specifically for this procedure. The entire process could take less than an hour while you are under partial anesthesia. Installing the device will only leave a tiny scar and include all the sensors one would expect in a smartwatch. Once installed, the device will be able to send and receive electrical signals through your brain and use these to control machines. In its early stages, it could allow control of basic devices like a computer and other smart devices.
Like we're living in a kind of a movie, you know? But that will really be a good change and a big step for humanity.
This is just amazing. I'm happy to be alive in this new area that is Rock Project. Thanks Santiago, Andres for the guidance.
Well, I don't know if you know or have heard about the Kitty Cat. These girls have been with us. We have decided to do something funny and different for you all. First, let's welcome one of our daughters. She's our entertainer and influencer, Fabiana Piñero. I'm Fabiana Piñero, one of your co-hosts of this program this morning. I'm YouTuber, entertainer, and keep working, collaborating with different brands. You can follow me and find my Instagram account as Fabiana Piñero. I love being in front of the screen and of course when people have fun. Just like today we will. It's a pleasure to be here today sharing with you and hanging out. Welcome to our enterprise workers and of course Kitty Cat Store Show. Thank you so much for being here with us. Okay guys, so today I bring something different and really fun for you all. Okay, and I'm going to explain what we will do. But first I have a little question for you. Have you ever played charades before? Okay, for those who haven't, charades is like an instantaneous interaction game where it doesn't really matter how many people are into it. So we'll try, each one of us can be involved. And we're gonna make a little example for you. And I'm gonna need your help. Please, Rosalita, come here. This will be quick, I promise. Shown on her back, and we need to let her know the word behind her. How do you do that? You can use only movements, sounds, gestures, and even talking so that she can guess the word. But be careful when are you talking. Okay, so let's do it. Production, please set a word. It is like an electrical device that we use a lot.
Oh my God. Look. Computer.
Sure? Yeah, the computer. Okay, congratulations. Thank you so much. Please come back to your seat. Okay, do you see it? Yes. Okay, so the next one to guess can be, I don't know, maybe... You? Me? Yes. You want to try? Okay, come here. Don't be afraid. So you have only 1 minute to guess the word.
We have to play with...
Yes, of course, I'm here. Okay, you only have 1 minute to guess it. And remember, gestures, sounds, movements, and talking, but careful. Okay? Production, please set the words.
Just 1 minute.
Okay, so who else want to try?
minus 1 minute. Okay. It's an elephant.
Not gonna say anything because
Our teacher's name.
Okay, that was really, really funny, guys. Thank you so much. And you like what? What? Do you want to play? Yeah. Yes. Okay, but I don't know if production has something else prepared. Production.
Yeah, Fabi, I think we have something here. Why don't we try Project C? You know, that's something new that we've been working on. Maybe you should try. I'm gonna try to set it right here.
Okay. Project C, guys, is a game that we've been working on and preparing especially for youth. It is called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It is really famous, and I can guess it's not the first time for you to play this. No? I don't have to explain the rules, right? You already know them. But we're gonna make 2 teams. And I'm gonna need your help again. Come here, please. You did it amazing. Come here. Okay, so let's do 2 teams. Team Red and Team Blue. We're going to belong to Team Red. Team Red. Well, so if any of you has the answer to the question, please press the button after I finish reading the question, okay? We're having a technical problem. Okay, so are you ready? Sure. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so first question. In the United States, what is traditionally the proper way to address a judge? Option A, Your Holiness. Option B, Your Honor. Option C, Your Eminence. Option D, You the Man. Okay, Team Red, time to answer. What is your option? Option B. Option B, yes. Are you sure? Completely sure? Yeah! Sure! Okay, so you choose option B. And that is correct. Your next question. Okay, let's move on to the next question. A lullaby is a song sung to babies to help them do what? Option A, wake up. Option B, invest wisely. Option C, eat. Option D, fall asleep. Tim, now is your turn.
I don't know. I choose 50-50.
Okay, so you're choosing 50-50. And your 2 options are option C. And that answer is okay, so let's see how much do you okay, production, please, next question. Which of these phrases is a slang for someone who has a strong and unyielding attitude? Option A, ruffled sheep. Option B, golden ham. Option C, soggy cereal. Option D, dog food. So, Team Blue, is your turn again.
I don't know. I should ask the audience.
Ask the audience?
Yeah.
Okay, so you choose ask the audience.
Can you help me? Yeah. You can help me. What do you think? Option A, option B, option C, or option D? What? Tell me. Yeah, I don't think so. I am trying. Well, thank you. I choose option A. I'm so sure. It's option A.
Okay. So, definitely answer option A. And let's see. The answer is incorrect.
What? No!
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna kill you.
Watch out. Okay, let's see how much do you got. Next question. When a person is brutally getting ignored, he's said to be getting what? Option A, hot dogs. Option B, cold shoulder. Option C, piece of cake. Option D, a fruit. Okay, so Team Red, it's your turn.
Oh my god. I don't know. I'm going to call someone.
Okay, so you've chosen call someone. Who are you going to call?
My husband.
Okay, please production, call him.
He doesn't love you.
Hello?
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, sweetheart. What's happening?
My dog was in the middle of a question who wants to be a millionaire. Can you help me out, please?
Damn it, really? Oh my god. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you.
Help me or not?
Yes. What's the question? Tell me.
Baby, the question is when a person is really being ignored, he's said to be getting what? A, hot dogs, B, cold shoulder, C, piece of cake, D, hamburgers.
I don't know, my love. It's pretty hard, you know. But I guess it's option B.
Option B?
B. Option B.
Option C?
B for beautiful. You're beautiful, my love. You're so beautiful. B. Option B. Well, my love, I need to go because I need to eat breakfast. You know, I'm just waking up this morning. It's so heavy. So I'm gonna wait for you tonight.
Okay, so what is your final answer?
I don't know, but I think that he said option B.
B.
Yeah, option B.
Okay, let's see. Option B. And your answer is? Okay, so the winners of today are Team Red. Congratulations, girls.
But don't you worry, we have a big surprise for you. Diego, we'll come back to you.
Please, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go, we have prepared a surprise for you. We have a performance from these amazing girls. Please welcome the Kitty Cats.
What's the time? Well, it's gotta be close to midnight. My body's talking to me. It says time for danger. It says I wanna commit a crime. Wanna be the cause of a fight. I wanna put on a tight skirt and flirt with a stranger. I've had a knack from way back at breaking the rules once I learned the game. Get up, life's too quick. I know someplace sick where this chick will dance in the flames. We don't need any money. I always get in for free. You can get in too if you get in with me. Let's go out tonight. I have to go out tonight. In the evening, I've got to roam. Can't sleep in the city of neon and chrome. So let's find a bar so dark we forget who we are. Where all the scars from the nevers and maybes die. Let's go. Please take me out tonight. Don't forsake me. Out tonight. I'll let you make me out tonight. 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 Tonight.
Every moment we're together is a moment I remember. I'll take the good, the bad, the better, and the smell of your favorite sweater. These are moments I remember. These are moments I remember. My love, my heart, I wanna share it with you. Tough breaks, new starts, I wanna
The Morning Live Show, the third edition of Funda News. The cooking show was incredibly funny and entertaining. Applauses, amazing, well done. The last show this morning.
Our host, producer, and director this morning is Marmonadas.
Nice to meet you all. Well, I don't have much experience like that cooking. I just went to the international competition called Master Chef. I don't know how. I also was studying with Regula, like the world's most recognized chef in the world, with more than 50 years of cooking. And Roxanne, from here from Spain, with her and help her out with. We have to add every dry ingredient, sugar, cookies, and water.
Everything you already have for drinks. Okay? So this is a moment to relax. This is a moment to eat. This is a moment to experience.
Technology is really advancing here, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. We need to talk. How was it? How was it? You like it? You like it? You liked it? I don't want to get emotional now, but I think I have to, right? Turn off the mics, please. Turn it off. I need to talk to you because I need to tell you something. Well, it's been a pretty nice experience, all of us being here, just like Diego said, sharing, creating, imagining, playing. I remember being on rehearsals with each one of you. More than rehearsing and creating all of this, we also were playing and having fun, right? More than a teacher or a student, we are friends. Yeah? And I think that's a very important line that exists. But sometimes we need to trust it. You know, sometimes we need to pass it. I need to tell you that I'm very, 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 very happy, very proud. Right now I feel like I'm shaking a little bit right here inside. I'm very proud. Very proud, very happy for the results that we've had. I don't have anything
everyone is shaking right now, okay? But this idea came to my mind. Well, it didn't come to my mind. It actually was book 5 idea. So it's not book 5 fault. So don't judge them. No me lo hagan con libros sin favor. Pero sí, el evento fue idea de aquellos muchachos de cocina, ¿no? Me recuerdo que estábamos en clase, una de nuestras primeras clases presenciales este año. Uno de ellos vino, profesor, pero ¿por qué no hacemos algo diferente este año, profe? Queremos buscar la manera, no sé qué, de hacer algo, queremos jugar, queremos hacer una actuación, no sé qué. ¿Sí? Y allí comencé a pensar, yo decía, ok, podemos buscar la manera de traer una actividad, ¿sí? O de involucrarnos en un tipo de este ambiente. Poco a poco fue progresivamente la idea generándose. Cada vez que cada día pasaba era como una idea diferente. Y todavía, esta mañana yo me levanté, me desperté y yo, vamos a hacer esto. Tengo una nueva idea. Anoche, a las 11 de la noche, 1 de la mañana, voy a cambiar esto. ¿Por qué no lo coloco así? ¿Sí? So it was like it's been a process. It's been a whole pretty process. But it's worth it. Ha valido la pena, ¿no? Ha valido la pena. Y bueno, de verdad que quiero darles un gran aplauso a todos ustedes, por favor. Quiero especialmente darle un gran reconocimiento a Libro 5, ¿ok? Porque no sé si se dieron cuenta, pero a pesar de ser el curso, digámoslo así, con menor gramática inglesa, tuvieron una de las metodologías más difíciles. ¿Okay? Lo demás, o lo que estuvo luego de ello, fue casi como protocolo, digámoslo así. ¿Okay? Sin embargo, muchas cosas salieron de control y lo pudieron acomodar. ¿Sí? Eso, digamos que lo sabemos nosotros porque ya sabemos cómo va todo. ¿Okay? Pero Libro 5, yo tenía una fijación mucho, una gran fijación con ellos porque decía, wow, o sea, yo por qué le puse esto a ellos, Dios mío, pero ya no puedo hacer nada, ya está. Y mira, ese fue el resultado. ¿Qué es ellos? Memorizar, agarrar, tener este tipo de control con tus manos mientras piensas, mientras vas creando, buscando la manera de que no se te salga de control lo que tú estás pensando, lo que tienes que decir, lo que tienes que hacer, ¿ok? Yo estaba ahí así. Yo estaba ahí, no, Dios mío, pero en lo que le voy a decir la verdad, pasó muy espontáneamente, de verdad, o sea, como lo hicimos aquí, o como ellos lo hicieron aquí, no fue nada de lo que se había ensayado hace un mes atrás, nada, y ellos lo pueden confirmar, primera vez, y salió espectacular, un gran aplauso para ellos.
Porque es un profesor que es comprometido, que se empeña en que todos salgan los mismos detalles, y si no hay más por aquí, él busca la manera, lo trae, lo busca, lo lleva. Es un profesor excelente y comprometido, nos ayudó muchísimo con ese guión, con toda su presentación, todo ese trabajo que
recreación, como un tipo de entretenimiento, como un tipo de exhibición, y a la vez un momento para defendernos, digámoslo así, o para crear habilidades en cuestión de escenarios. A mí me gustan mucho los escenarios, y ya podrán verlo, yo soy muy showcero cuando tenemos que, de verdad, yo soy muy así, estamos creando algo desde el primer momento que llegamos aquí. Bueno, Diego creo que fue una de las personas que tenía así como, yo me di cuenta de todo, estaba así. ¿Pero qué pasa? ¿Pero cómo se hace todo esto? No sé. Desde el primer momento que llegamos aquí, bueno, saquen su cuaderno, vamos a comenzar a escribir, ¿verdad? Y cada guión, cada palabra, no cada palabra, la mayoría, fueron escritas en este mismo salón, se escribieron acá, se producieron acá, se plasmaron acá y fueron realizadas acá con mucho éxito. Por ahí me preguntaron, profesor, una vez, ¿qué es lo que usted busca en nosotros? Uno de ustedes. Profe, ¿qué es lo que usted busca en nosotros? Y esa palabra me dejó así como pensativo. Yo decía, señora, ¿qué es lo que buscan en ellos? Que más allá de ello, ¿cuál es la idea de eso, no? Más allá de aprender inglés, más allá de gramática, de memorizar, de buscar este desenvolvimiento. Esto es muy importante también, el desenvolvimiento escénico, ¿sí? Porque no es la primera vez que ustedes van a tener que desenvolverse delante de un público, no es la primera vez que ustedes van a tener que agarrar un micrófono, no es la primera vez que ustedes van a tener que memorizar, ¿sí? Esto es muy importante, más allá, simplemente para aprender gramática o para aprender a hablar, pudiéramos haber tomado una entrevista, un examen, listo. Vamos a hablar, vamos a conversar, listo, ¿qué? Bueno, aprendieron, váyanse. Esto es un momento más allá de aprender, es un momento para experimentar, para vivir y para disfrutar. Y creo que esa es una de las principales razones por las cuales esto fue hecho. También una de las ideas por este proyecto es para, bueno, anunciarles que es mi último periodo en la institución. Ya, bueno, al día de hoy han pasado ya 3 años. ¿Cierto? Mariana puede certificar a aquella persona que está allá parada, fue la persona que me dijo, ¿tú quieres ser profesor? Y yo, no, más. Mi mamá es doctorada en educación, mi mamá es doctorada en educación, y yo ver lo que hace ella, yo decía, yo no puedo con eso, no, eso no es lo mío. Cuando comencé con niños, después a la semana ya me pusieron adultos, y decía, no, yo no puedo. Yo no era una persona muy paciente, yo perdía mucho los estribos en el primer momento, decía, no, ya, chao, no sé. Y creo que he aprendido a ser paciente, a ser tolerante y a tener contacto con cada tipo de persona y de personalidad. Porque cada uno es diferente y es una manera diferente de tratar. Sí, eso es bastante importante, ser tolerante, ser paciente y ser táctico con las personas. Ya han sido más de 3 años y, bueno, lamentablemente no, o sea, por un mejor será mi último periodo de institución. Por eso este momento acá, sí, porque antes de irme, dejarles un momento a ustedes de recordar, de experimentar, de vivir, de aprender. Creo que bastante satisfactorio para ustedes y mucho más satisfactorio para mí. Y de verdad que me voy con un sabor súper dulce en mi vida. Y bueno, ya it's the time.
How are you? Can you tell you that this is all for myself in practice pieces? Yes, I am just my fan. Bien, con respecto
inglés, voy a referirme entonces, ya tenemos mucho tiempo para hablar en inglés, ya hemos hablado mucho, ¿verdad? Bien, voy a decir unas palabras acá como profesora de inglés porque de verdad estoy fascinada porque anteriormente cuando uno explicaba, voy a decir una pequeña historia, mucho tiempo atrás se utilizaba el role-playing, un libro, ¿verdad? Donde tú tienes que imaginarte todo lo que estaba sucediendo, que se llegó al living, preguntó, cómo es salud y tal. Ahora no, ahora tenemos todas las herramientas y entonces es más fácil para ustedes. Entonces yo felicito porque ustedes fueron unos valientes hoy, porque no es fácil tomar lo que debe decir otra persona. Sí, les recomiendo nada más que sea un poquito más, con más fluidez, que improvisen, que creo que si yo entendí todo, muchachos, entonces estoy diciendo como un parámetro, ¿verdad? Yo entendí todo, entonces sí, no es que estamos aquí evaluando, pero sí hicieron lo correcto. Para poder dar su nombre. Otro es suena nombre. Ok, lo que va a corregir la parte de pronunciación, de gramática, de fluidez, eso tiene que corregirlo, eso se lo va a decir el profesor porque si no, no estuviéramos estudiando, ¿verdad? Estuviéramos ya en otra parte, pero como estamos estudiando, es parte del aporte que debe hacer. No memoricen tanto, sino que tienen esa fluidez. Y bueno, este ambiente natural donde se debe estudiar el inglés y se debe aprender con estas herramientas, yo felicito a Yesma porque de verdad él rompió con los patrones, porque como él es de la tercera, no se sabe, él se va más allá y eso lo debemos proyectar, pero no se queden con eso porque a ustedes les da pena hablar inglés delante de las personas que no lo hacen. Entonces nosotros tenemos que, como Funda UC, leo esta propuesta, debemos multiplicar esto porque esto quedó en estas 4 paredes con nosotros mismos que nos conocemos, pero no se proyecta, a menos que sea el caso de la primera vez que fue en el Teatro Municipal de aquí de Guacara Plaza y mucha gente vio que no admirara lo que se hace en Funda UC. Esto es por la parte organizativa y la parte de ustedes, porque en la síntesis curricular de ustedes, lo que ustedes coloquen, que ustedes dominan un idioma, que ya deben ir aprendiendo otro porque ya no es el inglés, ya deben ir aprendiendo el francés o el alemán, otro más, porque así lo dicta el parámetro del Banco Mundial, ¿verdad? Que una persona bien preparada debe manejar más de 3 idiomas, aparte del latino. Entonces, yo algunos los he visto por acá, yo les he dado clase a algunos y hay otros que a lo mejor los podré escuchar y ver, porque yo soy parte del staff de acá. Yo comienzo con el libro número 1 y a veces por allá arriba me vuelvo a encontrar. Entonces, yo de verdad lo felicito a las personas que lo apoyan, de verdad que está el resultado. Yesma, yo sé que tú no te vas, porque aquí nosotros lo vamos a tener conectado y lo vamos a perseguir, ¿verdad? Vamos a unir nuestros mejores esfuerzos por tus sueños, porque debe prepararse para esos otros sueños. Solo que aquí queda todavía mucho por dar. Muchachos, no abandonen, de verdad los felicito.
Bueno chicos, impactada de verdad, es mi primera experiencia en ver esto, a pesar de que formo parte de lo que es el IUTI desde hace 16 años. De Funda UC conocía muy poco, pero siempre entre el pasillo, la información corre y sé del material tan importante que tenemos nosotros acá y que lo estamos pidiendo. Y personas como Smart, hay bastantes, muchos aquí que valen, y que la partida de Smart nos va a pegar a todos, especialmente a mí, que me puso ya a correr desde hace rato, pero como dijo la profesora Vilma, ya deja la huella, la deja en nosotros, la deja en cada pasillo, la deja en cada uno de ustedes, la deja en cada muchacho a quien tuvo la oportunidad de preparar. Para ustedes, mis felicitaciones extensivas, que a pesar de las circunstancias, Gemma está consciente de que casi le hago dar un infarto el domingo cuando le digo que posiblemente el evento podía suspenderse por las razones que ya conocemos y ver el resultado que a pesar de todo lo que estamos viviendo cada uno con toda esta cuestión de la pandemia, lo difícil que se le hace a ustedes muchas veces llegar aquí, para el material, traslado, todo eso, tuvieron el interés y el esfuerzo en hacerlo y ver el resultado que a pesar de tantos trabas estaban aquí, cumplieron. Para mí, 100, todos tienen 100. Para mí, perfecto todo. Sigan adelante, libro 5, libro 7, libro 8, los espero para que terminen, para que se inscriban y culminen su nivel libro 10. Esperemos que de aquí a los que vayan avanzados, a los que van a pasar ya al libro 10, tengamos la oportunidad de seguir y con los que avanzados. Sabemos que por temas de pandemia no podemos avanzar con lo que son ya los niveles avanzados. Para ustedes, felicitaciones, para dejar mis extensivas gracias por permitirme en mi inicio conocerte y dejar esa huellita que te voy a extrañar, es importante que cada vez que un profesor me falta pensar en ti, las puertas siguen abiertas, el camino que te viene, el que tú estás experimentando, te deseo lo mejor, te deseo mucho éxito y aquí está, la puerta abierta para cuando quieras volver. Gracias para todos.
First of all, I want to talk with all of you, okay? I know that you don't know me. This is the first time that I'm here, but this is not my first experience. Also, in the past, I was like you. I was sitting there, I was talking with a teacher, and now I'm a judge. I'm giving you these kind of words, you know what I mean? I know that you got a great professor over there. Because Smart is amazing, come on, we all know Smart. And he invited me because he trusts me, and he wanted me to see your skills, your everything, your pronunciation, your intonation, guys, all of those things. And I know that you have a great future with this, and not only with this language, with all the languages that you want to learn in the future, okay? I want to give you an advice, okay? The things that I do is try to create a Bible language. You have to, if you want to improve, like, great your English and all the language that you want to learn, you have to see movies in English, listen to music, speak. When someone talks to you in Spanish, well, you reply in English, you reply in English. And that's great, that's an amazing thing. And I remember once that Smart told me a sentence in Spanish, and I said yes, and blah, blah, in English. I don't remember what he said, but Smart, oh, that was great, and I feel proud of me. Because, well, we were partners in advanced communication, but okay. I think that's amazing. Ahora, para las personas que no hablan inglés, me gustaría decir las palabras. Vaya, Gemar es un muy buen profesor, un muy buen asesor, un muy buen tutor, y es muy bueno en lo que hace, porque todos lo conocemos como es. Yo pasé por este camino también. Yo estuve en Basic Communication, después en Advanced Communication, y yo no viví este tipo de experiencias interactivas más de 2 veces, porque yo solo viví 2 experiencias interactivas, y no tan producidas y tan buenas como la que tuvieron en este momento, en mi opinión. Para mí, esto fue sumamente increíble, y tú contar con el apoyo de Hispan, y cada uno de ustedes tuvo su detalle y su toque que lo hizo brillar como tal, ¿ok? De verdad que me encantó. Felicitaciones al libro 5, 7 y 8, ¿cierto? Buenísimo, felicidades.
To talk, because every time that she opens her mouth it's like inspiration, and everything is fake, and a rainbow is in her brain. Okay, I was about to cry. I would like book 5, please come here. Book 5, please. I've prepared something for you. Every week I have a surprise. Well, today I have a surprise. Yeah, every week, I have a surprise. We're gonna watch a movie. Oh, I have a surprise. We're gonna have an event. Oh, I have a surprise. I have a surprise. This event, bueno, este momento no es solamente para desenvolvernos, para aprender, para actuar, para ser nosotros mismos. Este es un momento también para reconocer las habilidades, el desenvolvimiento, nuestro arduo trabajo, porque como la profesora Zulka dijo, lo que cuesta llegar hasta aquí, y sé que muchos de ustedes viven en otro municipio, ¿sí? Y que cuando yo les digo, muchachos, tenemos ensayo a las 9 de la mañana, eso es pararse a las 7 de la mañana o antes para poder agarrar, ¿sí? Entonces, es un arduo trabajo, venir, estar, permanecer y estar aquí presente. En verdad estoy muy orgulloso de ustedes. Con ellos he estado trabajando desde hace tiempísimo, desde septiembre de 2019. Ya van 2 años, bueno, año y medio, ¿sí? I've prepared something for you. Rosanna, this is a recognition that I've made to you. Andrea, please, claps for everyone who passes here. Andrea Brown. Nelson Vargas, claps for him. Angel Murillo, claps for him. They've done a great show. Para ustedes no les son feos. No, mentira. Pasen adelante, por favor. Todos, digo, 7. ¿Ya? Ahora un poquito de espacio. Un poquito para atrás, por favor. Diego Rondón, claps for him, please. Yeah. Edgardo Calvo, very good job, boy. Thank you for being here. Paola Duran, she's amazing. I love her. Clap for her, please. Yeah, Israel Palacios, very good job. Guillermo Vergel, that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Natasha González. Ahora un espacio, por favor. You are a light. Come here. Ana Suarez. Claps for her, please. Claps for her. Ana Suarez. Alexa García. Felicidades. Carlos Porras. Muy bien. Andrés Villada, very good boy. Diego Stura. Rosángel Flores, very good job. Jocelyn Melendez, very good job. Rosalinda Flores. Santiago Hernández. Very good. And lastly, the flavor, Fabiana Piñero. Me gustaría intenten abrir este espacio para poder estar todos enfrente. Vénganse para acá, para este lado también. ¿Sí? Ok, podemos estar todos acá. Y luego, si no se me vaya, pónganse por aquí. Lean conmigo, chicos, por favor. Recognition of achievement. This recognition is proudly presented to for having participated with much dedication and determination, for trusting me. Let me read. For trusting me and let me be your language guide. For helping me grow up professionally, personally, and humanly. For having worked hard performing the cooking show, Funda News, or the Morning Live Show, with much effort in each phase of its process. For believing in me, us, and being part of this Fundose family. But also for believing in yourself. This is for you. You really deserve it. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Your English teacher and friend is my Por favor, reconocimiento de logro. Este reconocimiento es orgullosamente presentado por haber participado con mucha dedicación, determinación en la tercera edición, la tercera experiencia interactiva Fundose, por haber confiado en mí y permitirme ser su guía de idiomas, por ayudarme a crecer profesionalmente, personalmente y humanamente, por haber trabajado duro en su presentación de The Cooking Show, Funda News o The Morning Live Show, con mucho esfuerzo en cada fase de este proceso, por creer en mí, en nosotros y ser parte de nuestra familia, pero también por creer en ustedes. Esto es para ustedes, lo merecen. Orgulloso de ustedes, gracias. Su profesor y amigo, Jesmán Morales. I don't know if anyone wants to say something before going.
I'm not going to cry because if you cry, everyone cries, right? Why? You're amazing. You're a good teacher.
Not only good teacher, guys, but you really deserve it. You know, this has been a very, very hard moment, you know. And I really, really want you to go home with something in your hands, in your minds, and in your heart. So, thank you so much. Espero que les haya gustado de verdad. Todo este proceso ha sido un poquito largo, digamos, pero de verdad que ha valido la pena. ¿Ok? Muchísimas gracias a cada una de las personas que nos permitieron hacer posible este momento. Nuestra coordinadora, nuestras representantes, también por favor un aplauso para ellos. Por ser tan investidos. A Mariana, que ha sido siempre desde toda la vida de la institución un pilar para mí. A las profesoras que forman una gran parte de todo esto, sí. Y bueno, a mi compañero, a mi hermano, ¿dónde está mi hermano? Mira, ahí está mi hermano. Mi hermano les ha grabado todo el show. Se me ha cargado a YouTube privado y se les compartirá mediante un link para que ustedes puedan acceder a él, ¿ok? Aquellas dos personas que están allá son personas que forman parte de mi vida, ¿ok? Joymer, Lady Marmontilla, mi mejor amiga, creo que es bastante importante a veces que uno va a sentir un poquito de apoyo, ¿no? Así que bueno, muchachos, espero que les haya gustado de verdad. Esto es el fin día amorosa.
Why you always in the mood? Fuck around like I'm brand new. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. Why you always in the mood? Fuck around like I'm brand new. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view.
You been in the mood, you been giving hella attitude. What I gotta do to get through to you, I could never lose you. Maybe spend a night out on the town like we used to. We could sit around, watch funny shit on YouTube. I know at times I can have a couple screws loose. I'm tryna connect to your body, girl, like it's Bluetooth. You know what I mean, you know what I need.